Hello. Everything turned off. Thanks for joining us. If you were over at the live stream, the premiere just now, welcome to the live stream. Hope you liked that. That was a lot of fun putting that together. So you got to tell me, what do you think of the pitch? Did you like the pitch? Was it good? Would you watch that? I know I'd watch it. Anyways, yeah, thanks so much for the encouragement, everybody. I've got to apologize. My voice is a little croaky today. I do have a cold. Thankfully, it's not the vids, so that's good. I'm COVID free, but still have a cold, so that's not fun. So we'll see how long I can go at the stream today. My voice might kick out, so I've got some water and stuff here. Anyways, super excited. So submitted the app yesterday, so it's in there, and we will have to wait and see what happens. I think I've got to wait till the end of the month maybe to find out. They'll take their time. So if it all happens, we've got to deliver the project by the end of November. So that's how that's going to work out. So let's see. Yeah, the whole like real-time thing is pretty epic, but also what was cool was having the VR headset and being able to use it as a camera and like walk around that environment. That was really, really cool. And also too, I was really amazed. I've never really done a lot with Quixel Megascan since they become free through the Epic Store, and it was really easy. Like I was actually really impressed. So we'll have to do something with that in the future because like it's just amazing being able to grab these like awesome Megascans and just drop them into your scene, and like they're there to use. It's really cool. So. All right, yeah, I know. Chris, that'd be awesome if I had those giant screens like they use in The Mandalorian. That'd be so sick. That'd be so expensive too, though. I keep thinking there's got to be a way to use all this stuff for indie filmmaking, you know, like to be able to make projects that look really great but cost like nothing. That's the goal. But I don't know. Or, you know, we sell something to Hollywood and they give us stacks of cash to make it. That could be the goal too. Why not? I've given up on Hollywood. Anyways, cheers. Thanks for taking it up. All right, so what's up today? We've got, so like I said, today might be a little bit of a shorter stream. I may have to go 9:30. My son's having a nap next door, so he's gonna wake up at 9:30. I'll have to go rock him back down, so I'll have a little pause if that happens. But anyways, we'll get into this pretty good. I thought we'd start off with just a quick render of what we did last week. So I'm sorry, I was gonna have the video edited and out last week, but then I just got so caught up in that pitch. There were so many things I had to do with it that I just ran out of time. So I didn't have time to put the episode together last week. So we're a bit behind. I might make the live stream public so that everyone can see it from last week. So we've got something up to kind of carry through until I can finally get that edit done. But until that time, we're not going to worry about it just yet. But anyways, this is the render from last week. And I'll go ahead and play it. Hopefully it'll play pretty well. I'm assuming it'll play real all right. It won't look as good as it normally does because of the live stream. But it'll give you an idea where we're at. I haven't fully done all the sound effects. I've got to add in this explosion and laser sound effects. But there's some cool stuff. So if you're ready, sit back, get your popcorn, and I'll show you what we did last week. There you go. Pretty epic. So I think it worked out pretty well. There's a couple of issues with it that I'm not super happy with. So like one of the things is our really cool scan effect that we were using doesn't work on the giant factory object. I mean, I should have guessed that would happen. The problem is it's just such a massive scale. Well, at least this is my guess. I couldn't actually figure it out, to be honest. But it's just such a massive scale that it just, the way we had it set up just wasn't functioning properly. I spent way too long trying to crack it. Anyways, I never solved it. So I might come up with a different solution for this, but I'm also kind of thinking what might work for us is you can see, you know, he looks up and reacts, and then we have all the red runes appear. And I'm starting to think it might actually make a lot more sense is if he, instead of scanning, if he flies up and a rune appears here first, and then that kind of leads us into this next shot where he looks up and all the runes appear. It just might make a bit more sense logically. So that would mean I could just turn off the scan effect and not have to worry about the fact that it doesn't look great intersecting the rock. The other thought I had was I could create a little patch, like a little transparent kind of polygon object that it could be creating the line effect on, but we're not going to get the contour of the rocks and stuff. I don't know. I got sick of trying to solve it. You know how it is. You run into those problems in Blender sometimes, or any 3D software. It's not a Blender problem. Just 3D in general. You run into problems, and you know sometimes you just can't be bothered figuring it out. Anyways, I think it looks pretty cool. I realized I didn't show it to you with the sound. Sorry, I'll turn the sound on. I'll show it to you one more time with the sound. Here we go. So you can see how the music really feeds into it. Pretty cool. Turn that off. So yeah, I mean, yeah, Chris, that's kind of a good idea. That's sort of what I was thinking with that little patch idea I was talking about. But the trick is getting something like that to match and look like it actually is on the surface. It's actually surprisingly hard because we got camera movement and stuff. So any kind of parallax shift between that object and this object, you're going to see it move, and it's just going to like kill the effect. So I've just got worried that if it wasn't exactly the same. The one thought was to actually just take a couple of polygons from this and make it a separate object and see if that did it. But again, then I'd have to match the seams and stuff, and I don't know. There's options. There's a way of doing it. Definitely a way of doing it. But sometimes your brain gets tired. Anyways, so what we're going to do today is the next step in the story. So what we've got is, I think the next shot is we need to see the spider bots kind of fly out and kind of come around. And it's going to be like kind of one of our first, I guess, fast moving flying shots. So let me get out my Premiere Pro project and just pull this up here. I'll turn the audio on so you guys can hear it too. And let's just have a think about what we've got and what's next. So I want to go. So the plan here was to have a reaction shot, then have the spider bots fly out and start shooting. So let me think about that. How was I going to do that? I don't know if a reaction shot's necessary. I was going to have the little guy turn around and like look at it, but I feel like we kind of capture that performance already. Because like he looks and runs, you know? So it's all... What was your question, Epic? Did I use the denoiser on the composite editor? Are you talking about, in Blender, the denoiser, the cycles denoiser? Yeah, it's I used Eevee, so I didn't need to have any denoising. So it's just rendered out of Eevee. Rathlos, welcome. Good to see you. Thanks for joining. So let's think about this. So I don't think we need a reaction shot. So let's imagine what could happen. So let's listen to the music and just think about the flow. So one thing I know, landmark for us, this bit of the music right here, that I want to have a shot of our little scanner droid like running. So going really, oh cool, I can call you Sam. Good. You know, I don't know Rathlos, or Sam. I can call you Sam now. You told me that. You know, everyone's got different names on different platforms. So, all right. So that bit I want to have the little scanner droid running and zooming really fast and trying to escape. And I'm building up to this awesome moment. I think it's such a cool moment. The music here is just fantastic. Where I want to have the hero ship basically fire up his engines and come in for the rescue, right? So listen to this. So it's running through the asteroids, and then we cut to the hero ship, and engines fire, takes off, and then they join up, and it's going to be like Goosebumps Central. I love it. All right, I should probably record this. Is the music a bit loud? Oh, sorry. I could turn it down. All right, let me start recording. There we go. Cool. All right, so let's see. Oh, sorry I didn't have the date, Sam. That's disappointing. I know you were hyped for that. So we need to figure out how it's all going to flow. It looks like it's a bit loud for you guys. So we need to come up with a bit of narrative for this bit, I think, because that reaction shot we don't need. So we've got a little bit of extra time. I know what we need to do. Okay. All right. So what we do need, we can get a reaction shot. So what we're going to have is the little guy is going to be turning and looking at his friends getting blown up, basically. So what we can do is we can have a moment where we'll have a shot where the spider bots fly out from behind the asteroids and start firing. And then what we'll have is we'll have the little guy kind of like pause, turn around, and have a moment where we see him blow up somebody, and then he'll take off and start running, because then they're gonna like turn and kind of come for him, basically. So yeah, it's gonna be a little tricky, but I think we can do it. So all right, so that means that today what we're gonna do is we're gonna do the moment where the spider bot flies out from behind the asteroid and swoops and starts to chase. So let's go ahead and get that cracking. And I'll go ahead and record an intro, because I haven't recorded an intro yet, in case we actually edit this into a proper episode. So here we go. All right. Hello and welcome to another exciting Blender tutorial. I'm Chris Bailey with cbaileyfilm.com, and today we're going to be making the moment when the spiders start chasing our little droid. But that was a terrible intro. Let's try that again. Hello and welcome to another exciting Blender tutorial. I'm Chris Bailey, and today we're going to be continuing our amazing scene for Epic Space Battles, except we've renamed it now, haven't we, to that other name. So I'm making a sci-fi movie. Let's try that again. Here we go, one more time. Hello and welcome to another exciting Blender tutorial. My name is Chris Bailey, and today we're going to be animating the beginning of our chase sequence with the spider bots. Let's get started. That was way better. All right. Thanks Sam. Appreciate the super chat. Awesome. Really appreciate it. I got a hair in my mouth. Oh, where did that come from? That's not even my hair. All right, here we go. Let's get started. So, what are we doing today? Yeah, third time is the charm. All right, here we go. Oh, by the way, I'm just gonna get you guys pumped for something. I'm pretty excited. I've got a super cool announcement coming up really soon. Probably like within the next week, I think. We'll be announcing it. I've got a cool little partnership project that we'll be kicking off soon that I want you to keep your eyes out for. It's going to be a new, I'm going to say series. It's different. It's not quite tutorial, but anyways, it's going to be sick. It's going to be really exciting, and I can't wait to share it with you. So get hyped. All right. So today, what we're going to do, spider bots, they're going to come out and start chasing. So I need to probably, again, start with a fresh project. Although we could just use this one. Let me think about what we need. I've kind of hacked things a little bit on this one, so we might want to start fresh. Although we do need all the little guys and stuff. We've already got our spider. We'll just work with this project. This is fine. This is fine. Okay, let's get our timeline up and head back. And let's see. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of all the keyframe data. So the easiest way to get rid of all your keyframe data, if you don't remember, is to go over here and switch to the dope sheet. And right here with that little arrow where it says only shows selected, you turn that off, and bam, it's going to show you all the keyframes in your scene. Now remember, some of our keyframes are important. Like we've got some things, like for example, the asteroids in the background, the 2D ones are slowly moving, and that's part of that, that we set up a value node that, you know, is kind of moving with a modifier. So we need to make sure we keep those, but the bulk of this stuff we can get rid of, I'm pretty sure. Let's see. Yeah, look control. We can get rid of all that. Arch control. Blah, 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 blah. Let's just delete all those things. Delete. Grab all this stuff. Delete. All right, let's also be sure we quickly, before we delete everything, let's save this as a new project file so we don't lose our work. Now, I want to apologize to everybody on the Patreon, because I have really fallen behind on my Patreon responsibilities there. I haven't, I've got a bit of a backlog of stuff I need to get up there, but you got some exciting content coming to the Patreon. We've got to get, so I still have the creating the materials for the hero ship tutorial. Actually haven't put that up yet, and it's been months, so time to do that. And we've also got the, I've got the additional spider-bot tutorial we're going to put up about how to create the multiple gun turret system. Get rid of all that stuff. Keep all these 4 asteroids. Scan lasers. Oops. Did I delete everything? I did, didn't I? Undo. There you go. It's tricky when you grab that top thing. Yeah, we can get rid of that. So we just want to keep these. I think these are just the only ones that just have an ambient animation too. So anyways, turn that back on, bring this back down, switch back to our timeline. So anyways, sorry about that. I'll also need to get some project files up to you guys. I was trying to upload all the project files directly into Patreon, but our project files are getting too big now. So that's a bit of a problem. It's not letting me upload them directly, so I got to use a different system like Dropbox or something, but we will figure that out. Let's turn all this stuff back on. Okay, we can get rid of, let's get rid of these lasers. So I'm not using those for anything. Those are just our extra lasers that we had. Delete that object. All right, I think we're pretty good. I can also get rid of these cameras. So I'll just keep one camera and get rid of that camera. Okay, cool. All right, so let's think about what we want to achieve. Let's zoom way out. Oh yeah, I should probably put these guys back as well. I went a bit nuts with my... I angled these off down in the back so that I could have something in the background. Let's see. How should I do this? Zero them out? Is that? No, that's not how I should do this. What I should do... is just, let's see, let's switch to, not local, I'm going to go global, rotate X, just bring them back up, rotate Z, rotate Y. And that's pretty good. Grab them around like this. And we'll get these in the right spot later. Once we've got that, I'll jump into a camera, lock camera to view, and let's think about our shot. All right. Very sweet. All right, sweet. Okay, let me, I'll turn off my system audio just so you don't get any weird beeps and boops. So the idea behind this shot, what I want to do is I want to have this like low angle, I think. I want to have the spider bot kind of come out from around it and loop around. Really the only point of this is to show a lot of dynamic movement. So I think this is going to be a good case scenario for our camera path system that we set up in episode 1, like 6 months ago. Has it been that long? I don't think it's been that long. Not 6 months. Did we start this series before COVID? Man, that's an interesting thought. I don't think so. Right, so let's see. We also may not need the factory in this. The factory may be just kind of a bit distracting. Although it could be interesting to cut wide. What do we think about that? I don't know if I want to cut wide yet. Let's think about when we need to introduce this. Let's go to... Oh, that's cool, Bastion. Real-time horror game menu. Sounds cool. You can do anything with Blender. Let's think about... turn the audio on so you can hear it. So I'm thinking about, is there a point at which we should see... Oh, thanks, Sam. You just did another super chat. That's 2. Thank you. It's very kind of you. Sorry, I missed that. I don't know how I missed that. All right, so we're gonna think about, could it work for us to show a wide shot somewhere of this factory, and is that going to help us narratively? So let's think about that. So push forward. So all that goes up. Yeah, you know, I think it could work if, like, the second shot, so after the spider was fell, the second shot, we could have him flying away and we could see all the runes growing in the background, maybe out of focus. So we get a sense there's this really big thing. Because you got to remember, so we know what all this stuff is, right? This is a really important tip when it comes to, like, thinking about how to tell a story visually. We know what all this stuff is because we built it, right? We've been thinking about this. So it's already in our heads. But you can't take for granted the fact that your audience has no idea. So we've just shown the audience something really curious, right? These little runes, these red runes appearing in a rock. Like, that's bizarre. So it's fascinating for them. They're going to go, what is that? What is that thing? What's happened? What's going on? Why are these spider bots suddenly flying out? You know, so we need to satisfy that curiosity, but we don't have to satisfy it all at once. But we should at least let them know that we know that they're curious, right? So we can let them know that we know by showing it to them again, but hiding something more about it, like kind of just showing a little bit more, teasing it, right? So it's teasing it out, teasing it out. You don't want to like give away everything when you're doing a scene, because part of what makes scenes really fun is that you're just like on the edge of your seat trying to find out what's going to happen next. That's always the question. It's like, what's going to happen next? So you always have something, you know, that they don't know what the next thing is going to be, but they've got ideas and they're curious and they want to find out this, they want to find out that. So, you know, we've got a couple of things going for us right now. We've got, you know, they want the little friendly eyeball thing to survive, right? Our scanner bots. So the question of, you know, will they survive? That's in their minds right now. So the other question is, what are these things and why are they here? And so as many of those as we can satisfy, the better. So I do think we will end up with a shot like this, with our little scanner bot flying away as fast as possible with things going on behind them. We could do this out of order actually and just do that. I could just save this out as a separate shot. I think that works pretty good. Let's see what it looks like rendered. Let's give it a second. Okay. And then let's go to our lights. This is the trick to, if you ever have white whenever you're working in Eevee and it's just like a pure white screen like this, you just turn off one of your lights and turn it back on again, you'll get it back. All right, so let's see, where was our, I'm going to select our, yeah, that's right. So build up suspense, Agroby, till the grand reveal. That's right. You want to just keep like hyping suspense, but you got to give them things to be suspended about. And although, I mean, the suspense is, it's like, are they going to survive? That's the suspense of the scene. But maybe what I'm talking about might be even maybe just a little different, because it's not necessarily, they're not in suspense about what this thing is. They're just curious. So we got to let them know that we know that they're curious and that we're going to satisfy their curiosity at some point. All right, we got way too many runes, but the idea could be that this thing's like going up as he's flying out. So let's go ahead and I'll just clean up that material, get it ready for this idea. Come on. Running a bit slow today. I might switch over to that mode. Grab my factory and let's just turn down the amount of things. How did we do that? This is where labeling your projects is really helpful. Okay. Which one's which? All right, so that's just cutting things off. That's our runes. And I think this is the bit. Yeah, that's the bit that I was looking for. Unlock my camera from view. Okay, let's see. Do I have anything else? Nope. I also might increase the size of my runes, because this is going to be a much further away shot, and so it doesn't have to necessarily make, you know, exact sense. There's a lot we can get away with. All right, sweet. I know this is probably a bit confusing working out of order with these shots, but you get where I'm going with it. I'll grab my scanner bot. Now I'm going to get this thing. So again, the easiest way to reposition stuff is to first grab, let's see, our camera. Shift S, cursor to selected, and then grab the thing we want. So I'll grab my first scanner bot, Shift S, selection to cursor. That'll put our scanner bot right on our camera. And now we can consult our little widget up here to figure out which direction we need to push him back on. So I'm going to grab the scanner bot and I'll grab him on the X, it looks like. Although something's not quite right. Did we grab the wrong one? All right, just pop out of that view. Hit the full stop key to focus in on it. Then do it manually. All right. Let's see. I guess that means you're inside my head now, 4K, doesn't it? If you're like typing things that I'm thinking about. That's creepy. It just means we're all spending way too much time on Discord. That's... All right, so what could be really cool about a shot like this is get my camera controls, and I'm going to grab this little guy as my focal point, scanner bot 001. And then I can turn my f-stop down, and that's going to make the background even more blurry. And that's, it's kind of nice because you get the glow of these things traveling up. Dave Bastion, sleep well. Thanks for joining us. All right, let's turn my camera on an angle. I think something like this. Yeah, I think this is a good idea. So we'll just be zooming back with this guy like kind of coming towards us. So I might pause this shot here though, and let's jump. Make sure I don't have camera to view. Yep, I'm locked there. Okay, I'm gonna jump out of this camera, and we're just gonna have a think about our other shot. So let me just focus in on the whole scene like this, and I will create create a new camera. Grab it out, scale it up so I can see it. Scaling your camera does nothing for your render, by the way. That's just one of those things you can do just to help you see it better. It doesn't actually affect anything else in your scene. All right, let me pull this guy up 90 degrees. And then I'm going to hold down the control key and click on the camera icon next to the camera. That makes it the active camera. You can see that, by the way, because it gives it this yellow box around the camera viewport. So, yeah, that's true. 4K. It's awesome. There's always this massive tilt. I love Robin's costume. It was always so cool. All right, let's think. I'm gonna lock my camera to view, and now we just need to find a nice little spot where our bad guy can fly out. Now we might use this. That's kind of a cool shape. It's interesting. Now the audience doesn't have to know that we are filming the factory. If we do use a bit of the factory for this, because that's not important. It's not important these guys are flying out from around that. The idea is they're kind of hiding on these separate asteroids. But I'm going to switch to rendered view and just get a sense of what this is all looking like. I'm also going to turn on, I don't have it turned on with this new camera. So Passport 2, this is you turn this up. It's underneath viewport display on your camera controls. And you just tick that box, turn that up, and it's going to black out everything that you're not seeing through your camera. That is a very cool looking section. All right, let's try that and unlock my camera to view. I need to get a hero asteroid, so let's grab one of these. I'll use this guy, I think. Looks like a cool one. Guy, you're in English class. That's crazy. Yeah, it's true actually, Landfear. How has that happened that our Discord hasn't just become full of memes? I feel like that's like all Discord is these days. It's like I'm in all these different Discord groups and they're all like just meme central, you know? It's hilarious. Everybody's got a channel just for memes because like they're so sick of having them spammed in the main chat, I guess. And yeah, we don't have any memes in ours. Let's not start that. I like that we have it separate. Yeah, I'm doing different shots of Groby, so I'm just planning out a couple of different shots. So I know we're gonna cut to this one first. I feel like we're a bit too hot with that light there. Let me lock my camera to view again. Just gonna look around this guy. Maybe we can find. Actually, that's pretty good. This is kind of what I was thinking in my head when I pictured this shot. What are we intersecting? Is it another hero asteroid? If you ever can't find something, just hit the full stop key or the period key, and that will take you directly to whatever it is. All right, let's jump into our camera now. All right, we could probably use these to break up the regularity of that asteroid. Turn off my selection view. Yeah, Chris, what if the meme is rendered fully in Blender? Well, then is it a meme or is it show and tell? Like, is it an example of your work? I don't know. It's a deeply philosophical question that, you know, I'll leave you to figure out. I think this is looking like we just have two pieces of geometry stuck into each other. Yeah, I'm not liking it. I'll just get rid of these guys. All right, let me get my spider bot here. So I'll select this asteroid. Too many selectable objects. I need to take my particle system. That's what I should do. I don't want that. Where's my emitters? World, hero asteroids, asteroid emitter. I'm gonna make my emitters not selectable, and that way I'm not constantly clicking on them because they take up so much space. Meme Blender render particle generator. Terrifying. All right, let's shift S, cursor to selected, grab our spider bot, and spider bot control, shift S, selection to cursor, and then also the target, shift S, selection to cursor, grab my target out a bit, spider bot control, and there he is. Captain Spiderbot. Captain Spiderbot. All right, this asteroid might be a bit big. I'm gonna shrink him down. All right, let's bring him in. Still haven't figured out exactly what I'm doing, by the way, with releasing these. I appreciate everybody. Oops, we're in edit mode. Everybody's input in that poll that I ran on YouTube the other day. It was really helpful to kind of see what everyone was thinking in terms of what method. You know, do you like the uncut versions of these, or do we like the cut down versions? The cut down versions definitely won, like in terms of, you know, the sheer amount of votes. But I am still trying to figure out What is going on? What did I do? I must have been in edit mode when I moved him around. Annoying. Let's go object, set origin to geometry. And now he's going to be offset, isn't he? I'm tempted to delete him and just re-import him. Is that really what I did? Oh, that's so annoying. Can I set origin? Yeah, I can't. Can I? All right, I'm gonna get rid of my spider bot. Select hierarchy. Did I delete the hierarchy? Huh. That was easy. Okay. I'm also gonna purge so clean up my system. So when you purge, what you're doing is you're deleting all unused data blocks. So I've got like materials and stuff that aren't being used now that I've just deleted that guy from the scene. Cursor to selected. Now I'm going to go File, Append. And I will grab Final Delivery. Where are you? Spiderbot with lasers. Append collection. Spiderbot. All right. Selection to cursor. There we go. All right, let's get this thing going. Okay, so what do I want to do? I want to have the spiderbot fly out and kind of zoom by. I don't want the camera to fly out and zoom by with it. I want it to be really, really dynamic with a lot of motion. We should probably be doing this above this asteroid field so that we've got stuff to pass through. That's the first note that I think we should think about. So I'm going to grab the spiderbot, the target, the asteroid, and the camera. And I'm going to switch to global and grab them, move them up so that we are kind of right up here in the top section of this area. And then I want to get my camera, and I'm going to Shift S, cursor to selected, and then I'm going to go down here and grab my camera path, Shift S, selection to cursor. All right, now I'm just going to position this roughly where I want it. Pop into edit mode. And just think about the path that I want this guy to follow. And I'm just kind of loosely mapping out something that's vaguely smooth. I'm just looking at the smoothness of it and the general direction. Now I could just consult my other camera. Does it have the constraint on it? No. All right, so let's add this constraint and follow path. Select the camera path. All right, which should. Oh, that's right. We're going to be way off because of. Is there a set inverse to this? I should be able to take my camera now and just zero him out. And zero out the rotation. All right, let's turn him. Actually, I'll keep him zeroed out. Go back down to my constraints tab. And I'm going to set my forward axis to, let's see, what's going to work. -y, -z. All right, so we should just be able to go rotate Y 90. Rotate Y 180. Rotate Z 90. And follow curve. Oh, that's what we needed to do. I need to just take follow curve. So if I zero it out, what's that going to do? Yeah, cool. So now X should be able to do this. All right, let's see. Go to constraints tab, up is Z, forward is Y. Yeah, that all works pretty good. Forget, do we need to do fixed position? Oh, I think that would have saved us all the pain of. Let's just double check. Yeah, okay, so I still need to have that. All right, so what happens as we move along that spline? How well does he follow? Yeah, good. That's all we needed. Perfect. All right. So now he's following it. We're going to start up here. Now, to do this well, really the best thing is to use two viewports. So one viewport for your camera view and another 3D viewport that allows you, oops, turn off lock camera view. There we go. Allows you to see your 3D scene. All right, now let's figure out what happened to our camera. All right, mate. Oh, cool. So just jump back to the beginning. Great. All right, so now what we can do is we can go into edit mode for our spline. And we can grab this endpoint. And we can position them up. Right, just grab these handles, shrink them down, just so I've got them in case I need them. It can also help if you turn on the little widget there for just grabbing the handles. That can help you figure out exactly where you need to move it if you're getting a little bit turned around. All right, so we might start at this point and then zoom down like this. Now, the shot won't be this long. All right, so what I'll do is I'll set 0. I'm going to grab these markers, and actually I'll keep this one. I'll just go marker, bind camera to marker. So I've got it on the right bit. I'm going to delete all these other shots that we had set up from before. We are going to start at frame 0. And I'm going to set a keyframe for the offset. And I'll just go to the end and drag this down. Set another keyframe. And then what we can do is we can grab this stuff out. And then we can just kind of begin to play with it. I'm also going to select all these, and I might make them... Actually, I won't make them linear. I like that it sort of speeds up. Oh, excuse me one second. And we're back. Sorry about that. All right. Okay, so let's think about how we can get a bit more of like a dynamic turn here. So I'm gonna grab this guy, jump into edit mode, grab this one, and let's do something cool. See what this looks like. All right, might just get a sense that like we're dropping down. Also need to kind of get this lined up a bit better. I don't want to lose the asteroid there. All right, let's get some more speed going. Grab our camera. That looks cool. All right, now we could do some like, I feel like we're going pretty straight. What happens if do that? Yeah, this could work well. Especially like that crazy whip. Because we could have him like pass by the camera maybe. All right, so let's now take our spider bot and let's see, how do we want to do him? We could put him on a path too, but I think I might just want to animate him by hand. So I'll go to my first frame, and actually I'll start him kind of like, I'll start him behind it. Like this. I'm also going to go ahead and turn off fire lasers. And let's go ahead and set a keyframe here for his location and rotation. And I'll just come forward a couple of frames. And I'm going to grab both of these, make sure I'm on global, and then just grab him out like this. And I'm going to rotate him. Let's see, I'll switch to local. I'll rotate him on the Y and on the X and bring him down. So set a keyframe there and there. Let's grab the target as well. We're going to need to go back, set a keyframe for the target. And then I'm going to come to the same bit, same frame where that was. Let's set that. And then what we can do is all right, another keyframe there, 2 more keyframes there. Zoom in a little bit. All right. Okay, keyframe, keyframe, keyframe. All right, you can see now I've done this way. Now it's clear that like the best idea is not to do it like this. The best idea is to set up a curve system. So we could partner into the same curve, but then it might be a bit too samey. So let's just head back. Let's delete all these keyframes. And I'm going to go over to my camera path. I'm going to duplicate it. I'll just grab it and offset it a little bit for now. And then what I'll do is I'll come up to my scanner bot control. I'll switch over to a follow path constraint. Camera path.001, fixed position. I'll go -Y as my forward position. And I'll grab his positional location and zero him out and figure out, and then also do the same for the target. So target, add constraint, follow path, camera path.001, and fixed position, come to the end of it, -Y is the forward direction, and I'm going to clear keyframes and zero them out. And this one, I'll come to the constraint and I'll just make sure he's a little bit ahead. All right, now what I can do is I can kind of match the keyframe flow. So I could set a keyframe here. I go to the last frame, drag this to 0, set another keyframe. And I can do the same for the spider bot. Come here, keyframe, go to the first frame, put it at 1. And now what I can do is I can grab my target and I can just offset these keyframes a little bit. So now the target's always going to be in front. And then what I can do is I can find out, all right, how do we can move our spline and stuff and get a position so that he starts behind this asteroid. It's a bit of back and forth. Now you can see that when they're moving on the same path, the same plane of motion, it looks really dull, like it's not very alive. So that's why it's important to make sure that your paths aren't the same and that we put in some extra motion to really make it, a bit more dynamic. All right. Let's see. I'm going to grab. Let's go to. Let's get the path for our spider bot, and let's start figuring that one out. So I'll jump into edit mode. I'm going to grab this starting point, and I'm going to make sure it's behind the asteroid, and I'm going to curve it out like this. So can you see what I'm doing? Come here. So you can see I got this curve now that kind of wraps out around. Now the timing isn't going to be great. You can see how much easier it is now to sculpt this motion, right? This path based on our camera's position. So I can make sure that this point here that I have selected is actually behind the asteroid from the angle of the camera. Now I can scale that down. And now I can work on, okay, how do I want him to come out from behind the asteroid? I'm like, oh, I kind of want him to curve out like this. And then I'm going to go to the next point in my curve. So now he's going to fly out, and then you can find the next point and go, all right, how do I want that to work? Pull it like this. Make sure he's not intersecting the geometry. No, it's all good. Yeah, cool. And now what we can do is we can adjust like the end keyframe to adjust the timing of that constraint. So I can grab this keyframe here and like pull it back a bit. See you, Groby. Have a good night. 4 a.m. Must be tired. So you can see now we got this really nice dynamic shot. Now we can do stuff like take our camera and let's maybe zoom in a bit. It sure does look like he clips through the geometry. Yeah, he does, doesn't he? All right, let's fix that up. Grab this. Grab that, just pull it out just a little bit. Maybe so he goes through that section there. And then what we can do is we can take our spider bot and we can animate things like his rotation. So we can come in and go, all right, let's see, I'll set a keyframe for his rotation here. And then we'll come out like this. And then I'll switch to the local and I'll rotate him along the X so that he swings around like this. So now it's, and then maybe back the other way. Like that. And then let's take his, let's see, the target object. And we can go in here and adjust the, let's see, we could adjust the fold. It could be kind of cool. If we start it down low like this. And then bring it out. And I feel like our target needs to be, the position of it needs to be a bit further. Maybe it's the rotation on the Z, is that it? Yeah, I think that's what we needed to do. I'm actually going to clear that, oops. I'm going to clear all the keyframes. I just want to clear that single keyframe so I can keep the Z rotation. Oh, I see. It's not all up. Right. All right. I can go back to that keyframe. Cool. And as he flies around, then of course we can turn on his lasers. Get his target. And we can set these guys to on. But now they're firing in the wrong direction. What is actually going on with this guy? Let's have a look. I feel like we're not seeing him correctly with the perspective. Oh, he's firing correctly. It's just the lasers don't have enough velocity. So I need to go in and tweak that so they don't fall behind him. That's pretty funny. All right. So all we got to do there is go to our laser controller. No, not a laser controller. Our laser gun rig. Where's the actual laser emitter? There it is. Ray gun. Come here to my emitters, and I can turn up my velocity. Let's try 1,000. Yeah, you can see now it flies off. I wonder if I could have it inherit the velocity. Does that work? Kind of. Sort of, but sort of not. fix that up. All right. So the next step we're going to do with this is we're going to have like a bit of ambient camera rock in motion, I think, is what I'm going to put in, just like, you know, kind of shake it up, fix these lasers so they're not just like flying off all over the place. And yeah, then maybe do a few other fun things, maybe get some cool twisting going. But for now, we're going to have to end the stream here. I got to wrap things up for the day. I've got a lot to get to. And yeah, it's been really fun, as always, to get the chance to share all this stuff with you guys. Hope you've enjoyed the process. And I think I'll let this stream be live for now until I figure out what I'm doing with the edits, just so you've got some stuff to watch and catch up on the other things, so that you can continue with your own project too. Yeah, so anyways, you can see this process really is, it's like a massaging, kind of slow, meticulous, changing little, tweaking little things, adding detail, and really evolving the shot and bringing it to life. So it's a lot of fun, but it does take a bit of patience, and it does take a bit of work. So you got to kind of be ready for that, to do something long and sustained. So anyways, hope this is still really fun and you're enjoying the process. Hope you're not finding this dull yet. Again, like I said, this whole second half is going to be quite different than what we had in the first. And you can see what I mean now. So yeah, just keep feeding back to me and let me know what you think of it all. If everyone starts feeling bored or you're kind of ready to move on to something, just let me know. I can always figure out something else that we could be doing. Again, this is all kind of experimentation anyway. So anyways, thank you so much for joining me. And really, really great to have this time with you. And yeah, like I said, hope you enjoyed it. I will catch you in the next live stream. Not sure when that'll be quite yet, but I'll keep you posted. And I'll also hopefully get some more videos up soon, so you've got some more content to check out. So thanks again for subscribing and hitting the like button. Don't forget to do that. Check out the Patreon. We've got a new product coming to the Blender market probably next week, so keep an eye out for that. And yeah, lots of fun stuff going on. So I'll see you guys in Discord. Thanks again for joining. I will catch you later. See ya.